what about this inward journey? What is this all about? How does the inward journey create your outer results? Let's take a look. Okay. So what I like to start off with is the topic of the 6 lenses. These lenses are self-reflection lenses. When you look in the mirror, you use these 6 lenses to see what is actually in front of you and asking powerful questions. Who, what, when, where, why, and how. So let's look at lens number 1, self-discovery. I've already talked about self-discovery in the form of my behavior profile. I discovered that I was a dominant, influential, conscientious behavior style. And from those 3 behavior styles, there were 3 major fears. Fear of not being in control, fear of not being liked, and fear of not being perfect. And a lot of us have all those fears. Now, the one I don't have very much of is fear itself. I tend to just run, take charge, I go a mile a minute, okay? However, do those other fears control me? Absolutely they do. They control me in so many different ways. And I had to learn over the last 29 years since I discovered this behavior style process, how to work with those fears so that I could be a better person. I use them as a stepping stone. So that is self-discovery. And fear stands for forgetting everything is all right. Forgetting everything is all right. We forget that. We just keep forgetting that things are all right, that things will fall into place. Self-awareness. Self-awareness is about what is your impact? What is it that is happening from your behavior and your actions? And here's an example. Colleague is constantly grumpy, complaining about everything. It's a me experience when you're around this person. Everything is about them. And this person is in a leadership role. He's actually in a management role. So what ends up happening is his people run in the other direction when they see him. And he's not aware of what's going on. So finally, one of his people said, "Enough, can't take this. I've had enough." And went in and had a one-on-one meeting, took a chance, and had a one-on-one meeting and said, "Look, this is what you're doing, and these are the results of your behavior." He had no idea that his behavior was affecting his team in the way that it was affecting them. From that day on, he became more aware of his words, he became more aware of his actions, and transformation began to happen within the department because as the leader, as the head person in charge, he set the tone for what was going on in the department. So magic happened because one of his employees had the courage to stand up and say, "Hey, this is what is happening." Okay. Third lens, self-knowledge. The more you know about yourself, the more you know how you operate, what you want, what you don't want, the clearer you are in how you operate through the world. So if you know that something doesn't feel good and you're listening to that piece, that something doesn't feel good, the next question is, well, what do I want? That's self-knowledge. When you start to ask yourself, what do you want? What do you really want? How often do you hear yourself say, "I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this." And that becomes your mantra. I don't want this, I don't want that, I don't want this, I don't want that. Folks, when you keep focusing on what you don't want, you're giving attention to what you don't want, so more of that comes to you. More of that comes. So the self-awareness of your language speaks volumes in being able to move forward in attracting more of what it is that you do want instead of what you don't want.